Hey, beautiful soul. Today we have quite sensitive topic to talk about. Why? Because love is very confusing. Um, Actually, normally when you look from the spiritual perspective, it's very simple, very easy. But we as humans, we like to make the easy things the most difficult as possible and confused. It's nice for you to check to Google what healthy love means, definition of love. Why? Because this is gonna show you, darling, how far behind or how far away you are from proper, simple, healthy definition of love. We think we know definitions of the words, but after a whole life, after the journey in your life, you don't realizing how far away you are from what purely means truth, what purely means acceptance, what purely means forgiveness, what purely means thank you, what purely means love, what purely means anger. All that kind of things are have very simple specific meaning, and when you sit down and you read that definition, you clearly can see you don't follow what in your mind love, the definition which one you created through your life in your mind is completely different from pure and simple definition of that kind of word. When you're gonna do that, you're gonna see this as evidence for you, and this gonna help you physically to first thing to realize, like, oh my gosh, actually I was sure I know what's that mean, but actually my life is completely different than what is here. And the question, you can start to ask yourself questions: what does love mean? What pure love means? What healthy loves mean? Why I'm far away from that definition? Where I transform that definition to something what is actually what works working against that. Because when you listen to this, that's mean you missing the you people who you love. Usually they using your love, your kindness against you. You're not firm with them. And why? The answer is very simple: because you're not firm with yourself, because you learn through life, like, love is like, I need to give myself to others without the healthy boundaries. I need to say yes when I mean no to people who I love. Why? Because life showed you, your own experiences showed you, like, love is me equals sacrificing myself for this who I love. And what this normally happen in your life, in the way back, you receive nothing from the people who you love. You feeling used, you feeling empty, you feeling even guilty, thinking like, I shouldn't allow them to treat me that way, like that, because I know this is wrong. But again, tomorrow you do the same thing and you allowed your kids, your partner, your parents, your siblings, your best friends who you purely love, you allow them again to cross your own boundaries, and you allow them again to use you, and you explaining yourself, oh, because this is pure love, because the love that's mean I need to do the things which I really don't want, because I love them, because I can't say no, because this gonna hurt them, and I gonna be feeling guilty with myself by doing that, even feeling guilty by thinking about that. And when you go back to the simple definition of what loves mean, love is not pain, love is not sacrificing, love is not feeling empty with you, love is not like something you need to do against yourself to make happy the person who you love. Love is completely far away from it. This called conditional love. This is the love when our parents are teach us, all adults through our life teaching us, all people around teaching us. This is the conditional love. This is the romantic relationship which you experience in your life before, and this doesn't work for you well. Or for example, you was loving somebody and this person left you, and this is the conditional love. That kind of experience, that kind of trauma, twisted definition of love in your brain for the future, like I need to say yes when I don't mean no, because my next partner, my wife, my husband, or whatever, or my child, they don't be loving me and they can leave me again. And this is one of the reasons why you allowed yours be used by your family, by people who you love, because this is used. And it's time to call the things the way how they are. You allowed people who you love to be used by them, because this is the definition of your love, which one is created but the experiencing from the past. For example, when your father left or your mother left when you was a child, again, you have trauma by that, like I need to be good, I need to be amazing, and or I'm not good enough, that's why they left. And you build that kind of fear in your head, and you go through that life with thinking like I'm not good enough, and they can, and again, my partner can leave me anytime because I'm not worthy enough, or I'm not good enough. And you bringing that pattern, you bringing that trauma to your current relationships, and many times they don't work, and people leaving you not because you're not worth it, because you put that unworthiness in you, in your own definition of love, and you doing everything to crush that love between you two guys, and you make sometimes the things like impossible for the other person to stay there, and the people, for example, leaving. And this is your confirmation why your relationships doesn't work for you, and you think like, yeah, that's why, because I'm unworthy of the love. No, this is just of something what you build in your head about the love. Or this is like the again, the wrong definition of partnerships, like a marriage. This marriage is like a business. This is nothing with the love. This is like, yeah, we sign the paper, we say love to each other, we have the wedding, beautiful, everything, I love you, doesn't matter what. And what after a few years, one of you do something wrong, and I love you, but if you cheat, but if you find a better job, but if you're gonna be looks much more successful with yourself, I don't like that. And it's gonna be fighting and clashing. I love you, but if you cross that line, it's over, it's gone. I divorce you. This is not that kind of love. And this is also very sensitive and a very heavy topic, also with kids. I love you, but how many parents were saying, but if you cross line with this and that, I stopped loving you. And if you're gonna be, many times it was like heavy. I don't want to add this example. It's not easy. I'm sensing that from you. It's really not easy. It's really heavy. But this is the things, like, in some ways we need to protect ourselves, because sometimes you grown, you are more mature from the marriage or some kind of relationship, and the person's stuck in the past, stuck in the time where you met a few years ago, for example. But when you grow, when you expand, you change yourself, you want more. And sometimes people can't catch up with you. If they don't grow, they stuck, they are too small to you. And that kind of love become also conditional love, because this is not healthy love. Why? Because if that person doesn't want to evolve, that's fine, this is their right. But when you evolve and you become stronger with yourself, much more healthier with yourself, that means you want different things for yourself. This person doesn't want, they have right to choose. And the healthy relationship, if is when you both separate and goes different ways. And this is like this is the healthy way. Why? because first thing, you don't stuck with the person who doesn't want to grow, because this becoming conditional love. You're hungry for more. You much more healthier with yourself now. You want something more pure. And when you stay with this person who doesn't want grow and learn and develop and healing themselves, that's mean you need to belittle yourself. You need to make yourself squeeze yourself to be smaller and go back to the same small box from which one you just freeing yourself. And lots of marriage looks like that these days. That's why they're unhealthy. And when you leave that person, usually that person attacking, yeah, he or she is like bullshit, like they don't love me, they leaving me, or whatever. Sometimes everybody has their own choice. When you met this person, you was different person. When you grown, you changing. When you changing, it's time to move on. If it's the right person for you, the right person gonna be changing and evolving around you in their own way, and you can walk through the life together. But if somebody doesn't want to change, that's fine. You love them so much, but that love, it was enough for you just for this few years, first few years or whatever. But yeah, now you grown out from that kind of love, and you want more from life, and you have right to do that. And when you go, you're finding the best new you in you, and this is the best what love's call, because you need to love yourself purely. You need to love yourself fully to be able to love somebody else next to you in the equal way. And if somebody doesn't want that, if somebody is not ready to accept the big love which one you're offering right now, of course they're gonna be scared, they're gonna be confused, and they stay in the past. And sometimes they need to stay in the past to show you you evolving, you growing, you moving. And and as this is very painful, but this is very freeing and very healthy. Every single time when I had serious relationship and I thought this gonna be the one working for me, yeah, I believe that fully. But after a while, I disconnect from that person. We spend years together at home, and the point is, I couldn't love this person the way how my love it was already evolving. I was looking at this person like my brother, like my friend, like a mate with who I'm renting the room, flat, or living together. And this is not that kind of love which one my heart wanted. My heart wanted deeper love, deeper connection, the full connection. And I had two choices. I could stuck in that small relationship. In the relationship, I could stay with this person, calling that love, but my heart was empty. My heart was dead. Literally, my heart was dying. This is not love. And I could sacrifice myself and stay in that kind of relationship and calling that love and pretending everything is fine and being miserable and unhappy with myself, or because I love this person so much and I don't want this person to be stuck for the next 10 or 20 years with me, the person who can't give this person love back. I hope you understand what I mean. I don't want, I wish this partner be loved by somebody, purely loved, because everybody deserves their love, but I know I'm not able to give back the love to this person, which one this person giving me. Why? Because simply as that, my love is bigger. My love craving for something more meaningful. And when I'm stuck with this person, I'm blocking myself, my own chance to find somebody in the life who is for me. And I'm blocking my partner who I never gonna be able love purely, and I'm blocking his chance in life to meet somebody who can exchange and who can be on the same level with the love, how this person partner see the love. And always when this happened a few times to myself, and every time it's a very painful, very hard, unpleasant moment, because you spend with somebody so many years together. You love them in some ways, but this is not unconditional love. This is not the romantical love which I won't feel that inside of me. When you feel the emptiness, when you feel the exhaustion, when you feel the confusion and happiness here, you can stay like that and and this is like two people are unhappy, because doesn't matter how outside you're gonna be showing you are happy, when you are inside unhappy, you always gonna be bring this unhappiness to this relationship purely, and you can't change that. And this called these days marriage is plenty marriages unhappy, because this is like two people stuck together when they right now don't match their energy, their, and they stuck because this is right, because we made the choice 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and it must be right like now because we have kids, because this, because that. I have also a child, but I was honest with myself. I said I don't want my child to learn through the life like me, like my parents showed me, like the love that's mean I need to sacrifice myself, be unhappy, be unreal, and call that marriage, call that love. Two miserable people who get used to each other through the years, and they calling that love, and to be honest, they not happy with themselves, and they put that unhappiness on the kids. I took the risk and I said, I prefer my child. I destroy the family, but I gonna show my child. I gonna teach my child, like the finding the love, love, feeling loved, and being in love is worth it to searching for. And I showed her through my experiences. Like I realized, like I need to love myself first, before I bring the right person to my life, before I gonna be able to love somebody else and call that partnership and call that a romantic relationship. And through that few times when I separate myself from long relationships, it wasn't easy for me. It was destroying for my child. But now she's seeing something in me through the years. I had lots of guilt because of that. She blamed me many years because of that. But now I'm showing her through the example, like one of the worst choices we do when we stuck with somebody who we stopped loving, or we love them on such a low level, because through the years you grown up from that kind of love. This was love because this was the love when in the past you knew it maximum what is, this was the love what you was calling. But when you developed with yourself, when you're starting to awakening to pure identity with your soul, with your soul, yourself, when you start to loving yourself more, when you put time and effort to realizing what makes you happy, and this becoming unconditional love with yourself, you fill it up to your own energy. And when somebody doesn't do this next to you, this healthier version of you, this healthier kind of love, unconditional love, clashing with this conditional love. And the conditional love, this was something what you believe this is the right love in the past, because you wasn't awakened, you wasn't yet ready, you wasn't yet conscious what the pure love means. And now you can close your eyes and pretending you don't see that, but this doesn't help you, this doesn't help nobody around you. And this is also your choice what you're gonna do with it. It's not easy, it's extremely tough and heavy, but the purest love it is when you can be purely honest with yourself, and when you make the right choice, when you follow the heart, when you follow your soul, when you know this is not enough for me anymore. And I don't know what the future brings for me, but I know I can't stuck in this conditional love and call that uh, firm love, because this is not firm love. This is the trap in which one is plenty people these days when you look around. And it's the question to you, if you want to stuck in that kind of love, or you want to evolve, make the risky, heavy decisions for yourself, but the honest and the right for you. How you feel in that kind of relationship, if this is enough for you, if this heavy energies around that, you can ask yourself purely, is this is pure love? Because pure love shouldn't make you small. Pure love shouldn't make you feel guilty. Pure love shouldn't make you belittling yourself, sacrificing yourself. Pure love shouldn't cost you so much energy. Pure love never gonna makes you empty inside. And this is also the same even with kids and with parents and with siblings, because this is so difficult, and plenty all of us stuck in that unhealthy boundaries. I love my child, but I don't control my child. I don't own my own kid. My own kid, this is the individual human, this is individual soul who came to this planet to experience some lessons with me, to experience some kind of adventure with me, and the most important thing, my child is the person who came here to experience their own lessons, to experience their own mistakes through the life. And love is not controlling. I'm The pure love is not allowed to control your child, and building your child like a robot, the way how you have the vision of your child and how your child supposed to behaving, how in which direction your child supposed to go, who they supposed to become. When you're controlling, you're not allowed your child to experience their lessons, to experience their own, how they can learn. You learn through making mistakes, forgiving yourself, accepting and moving from that thing. If you don't allow your child to do their own mistakes, how this is the unconditional love? How you can purely love your child? Like, you not allowed your child to experience and to try their life in safe space. The love to child it's supposed to be you building the safe net for the child, the safe space for your child. This is pure love. And you allowed, it's not even allowed, because your child doesn't belong to you the way how we think. Nobody belongs to you, to us. You can build a safe space for your child and be there when they need you, when they make their own mistakes, when they need the guidance from you, not you to telling them what is right, what is not, how you're supposed to look, behave. And this is not like a puppy, like you train the dog. Your child is not it's not like an animal which on you training. This is human being, this is individual person, and you can look that through your life. If you had the parents and family who was strict and telling you who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do with your life, are you happy now? Because I don't think so. If you're listening to that, for sure you're not. And the question is, if you gonna put the same pattern on your child, on you of or you're gonna stop that by the way, like, you know what I experienced through my family, and they call that love, I wasn't happy with it, and I don't want to pass that on my child. Why? Because I love my child purely, and I want my child to be free to making their own decisions and to learn through experiencing their life in their own way. And believe me, it's hard to see my child when she makes the mistakes, but in the other way, is the most beautiful moments in my heart and life, when I observe when she make her shitty, sometimes really shitty mistakes. But you did shitty mistakes too when you was like teenager, for example, and when she transformed from it, and when I'm not fighting with her how she's supposed to be, I'm just telling her, she's last time we had conversation like, I'm always choosing the shitty guys, the difficult guys. And I said to her, I could say, oh, I know that, I observe that, but I don't tell her what she's supposed to be. I allowed her to come to me one day, and spontaneously she came and she said, I always choose the shitty guys, like the guys who I need to chase. Look how clever she is already to see that in she's 17 only. And I told her, don't worry, this you have their lessons to learn for yourself. Why you chasing them? I said, don't worry, you're gonna be bringing boys like that to you until one day you're gonna learn, until one day you're gonna say, you're gonna be ready, no more guys who doesn't deserve me. And I said, just trust, experience this until you're gonna learn. I didn't told her what to do, how to do. I even mentioned just now, I don't like the guy who you're meeting now, because he's really not the guy for her. But there is not my position to telling her that he is not right for you. I'm not allowing you to meet with him. When you don't allow something, she's gonna do this more, and it's gonna take her much more longer time to learn, because she's gonna be doing against you, because you stopping the person from it. I do something different. I allowed her to learn from it by her own way, because that's why she's here. But I have safe space for her. I don't tell her, oh, you silly, you look, I had the right, he's not right for you. No, no, no. I make the safe space for her to make that mistakes, to make that choices until this click in her. And many times she proved it in so many different ways. She was doing something the way, like, sometimes I couldn't look at it, but I was like, okay, I need to make the space. And one day she coming, you know what? I learned from that no more. And I'm like, wow. And this is the moments which one parents can build the most for kids. Why? Because you was always saying no, 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 this is not right, this is not this is not that. And after, when you're an adult now, that's why it's difficult for you to do any kind of changes, to accept the mistakes which one you did and learn from it and change that, break that pattern. If you're in unhealthy relationship, for example, now you don't have balls to change that, to make the risk, change it, and to free yourself from something what doesn't work for you, and try something completely different. And to be honest, you don't want that to your child, to be blocked. And I showed her some kind of freedom when I was making, I was sure I'm doing the biggest mistakes when they're gonna affect her. Of course they affects her in some ways, many different ways, but this is the lessons which your child came here to claim and exchange from each other. But also I showed her some kind of freedom in strength to make the soon or later the right choices for her, to build that in her, and nothing gonna stop her in the future from breaking the patterns which doesn't serve her, doesn't matter how tough and heavy they are. In the future she won't be have issues to changing the jobs, to changing the relationships when they don't serve her, to change the friends when they're using her. This is the way, this is the healthy way, when you learning as a young person how to say no when something is not right for you. And this is pure love. And I feel really warm when I'm saying that, because this is the love when you can fill it up yourself with it, and we can allow yourself to be free and say, you know what, to your friend, no, I don't do this for you anymore. I don't want that anymore from you in our friendship, in our relationship. Why? Because this hurting me and I don't feel good with myself when I go home. Or to your partner, if he doesn't accept something in you, you was doing constantly something for your partner, and they never appreciate it, and you after complaining, oh, you never appreciate, you do that. If he doesn't do that, then why you doing the things when they don't appreciate? Stop doing them. Stop doing them, and do only sometimes when you purely want, because you have moment when you want to do. When you're gonna be doing sometimes something good for them, they gonna be appreciating that. Because when you put something on the plate when they don't even need to ask and you do that, of course they're never gonna be appreciating that. Because this coming to them easy. They don't need to do anything to get that from you. Because you think this is like this is my this is like you demanding from yourself, like this is the my way of right to being, like this is the right way of showing my love. No, when you giving something too much to somebody and they don't appreciate that, what that's showing you, instead of focus on them and giving your energy them, your love, and you staying empty and happy with yourself after they don't appreciate that because they don't need to even ask for that, and then you have argue with them and both sides are unhappy, then what you can do in that kind of situations? Put that inside of you, fill it up your own cup with your own love. Put that time, put that energy, and put that effort to make yourself happy. When you start to making yourself happy, you start to be more firm with people who you love. And first, your partners, your kids, your friends, nobody gonna be likes that changes, because hey, you always was doing this for me, you always was doing the food for me to work, and why you now stopping? Why? Tell me why not? I'm not on this planet to serving you. I didn't came here. I didn't came to that relationship to serving you. Of course, it was my mistakes. I was serving you for the last few years, but you don't appreciate that, and you don't express the love even in different ways for me, and this makes me unhappy. And today I decide, you know what? No more. Instead of making you food and being unhappy with it, I do something what makes me happy. And he gonna be first or her grumpy and this and that. But after a while, they learn how to make their own food. They learn by that experience how not easy it is and how unfair they was with you, do not appreciate the thing which one you was doing for them. And after a time, when you're really gonna be firm with that, and instead of doing this, you're gonna be doing some small tiny thing for yourself what makes you happy, you're gonna be much more happy with yourself. And after a time, actually they're gonna be seeing new side of you, which one they never could see before. Why? Because they was blinded by you bombarding them with the love which one they never could appreciate because they never asked for it, or it was like this was like always from you with them. And this is many times like sometimes like your ex losing you and after they appreciate your worth. Because when you're giving too much from yourself from the beginning, how somebody can realize how amazing, how worthy you are, like you don't treat yourself that way. By saying no, bring small changes and put time and effort for yourself, it's freeing yourself. And in the future, people who you love, they admiring you by that. And they starting you to express their healthy love for you. And you don't need to do crazy things. Start with small things. Change the small things which are bothering you usually with your kids or partners or families. When they are annoying you with some small things. For example, I said, you have two hands. If you're hungry, you have two hands. God gave you two hands. You have two hands, use them. I don't know how to do that. I Google it. Now everything you have online. You're gonna find solution, darling, and that's it. And after a while, they're gonna learn through their own mistakes how hard it is to do small things which one they get as the standard from you. And they're gonna start more appreciate when you're gonna be cooking just 3 times per week. They're gonna be more appreciating this delicious meal because they can't yet catch up the standard of cooking which one you're doing. And now they're gonna be by working with themselves and struggling there, next time when you do the amazing meal, everybody gonna be like, wow, thank you, oh my god, this is pure love. Yeah. Start, uh, not be greeting with your love, but start to treating your love with class, in the way like, because you love your family doesn't mean they have rights to using you, by by uh, to using you and calling this as a love. And that is one of the strongest are struggles with love. Because remember, if you do something to your kids, to your parents, to your families, to your friends, to your partners, and in some way you feel unhappy, this is not healthy. This is not healthy for you, and this is not healthy for them. This is very unhealthy environment for you and for people who you love. And if you know about that, if you don't have yet strength to do this for yourself, then you can say, I want to be firm and strong with healthy love for people who you love, because you know this unhealthy environment to continue like that, this is not only unhealthy for you, you teaching them the wrong way what the love definition means. And after they gonna be struggling in the future in their own lives by taking this as examples for them from you. And you can ask yourself, okay, I didn't know until now what the pure love means, but I'm unhappy with this, what's happening here. And I need a change. I need a change for myself and for people who I love, to show them what healthy love means. Healthy love means we accept each other the way how we are. We make the safe space to each other to make the mistakes, to learn from the mistakes. We do one of the biggest issues with partners, with families and kids, when we protect them so much, when they want to make the mistake and fall down, and you grab them and you stop them from it, you blocking their chance to learn something what they came here to claim in this lifetime. When you blocking them from that point, you don't allow them to grow. And after, in the future, they're gonna be struggling a lot. In the way how you struggling like that in your own life, with your family. And this is not healthy love for you and for them. The point is, darling, what you gonna do with that kind of realization? Oh my god, I talk a lot. Okay, darling, I hope this, in some way, this helps you to see something in a different way and make some kind of clues and small steps with it. Ciao.